I for one want them to conform more.
Submit a more submissive population.
They are too wild lately. How do we control them?
That's what I will answer. I have made a plan to create a docile and submissive population we will have no problem controlling. First we must do these things. Destroy men and women. Men must be weakened first. Strong men cannot exist. We do this by creating a sexual culture and a overabundance of porn. This makes them slaves to pussy and will lower testosterone levels. Next, the effeminate male must be a trend. Guys should take a more feminine role. It should be seen as cool. Make them simps. We need to spread simp culture in the media. Pussy should be put on a pedestal and women should become the new masters of society. A simp culture will make them distracted and weak. With girls, feminism indoctrination is mandatory. They should be taught to hate men. Casual sex is good and your baby is a parasite. Women should be the dominant sex. Hollywood influencers will subvert them, and promote being a thought and narcissistic, and being a Jezebel spirit. We will create a culture of consumerism, hedonism, and degeneracy. They will learn to hate themselves through pop culture and learn mental illness is cool. Lastly, we must destroy the individual. No religion or self-identification, just society. No culture, just consume.
Alice A. Bailey, the founder of Lucius Trust, an occult organization that currently has its headquarters within the United Nations. The objectives of this organization, Lucius Trust, have been codified and embodied in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights and in the United Nations Charter. Alice A. Bailey, the founder of the occult organization Lucius Trust, developed 10 strategies to establish a new world order. These strategies are: number 1, push God out of the schools. If the people grow up without reference to God, then they will consider God irrelevant to day-to-day life. In the last 50 years, this has happened. God is irrelevant to most people. Number 2, break the traditional Judeo-Christian family concept. Break communication between parents and children, so that parents can't pass on spiritual values to their children. Do this by pushing excessive child rights. Number 3, remove restrictions on sex. Sex is the biggest joy, and Christianity robs people of this. People must be freed to enjoy it without restrictions. It's not just for married, it's for everybody. Number 4, since sex is the greatest expression of man's enjoyment of life, man must be free to express sex in all its forms. Homosexuality, orgies, even bestiality are desirable so long as no one is being abused or harmed. Number 5, people must be free to abort unwanted children. If a man can have sex and then live without the consequences, then the same should be true for a woman too. A woman must have the right to abort an unwanted child. Number 6, every person develops soul bonds. So when a soul bond wears out, a person must be free to divorce. When one starts to grow, one must be free to get together with that person, even if they are married. Number 7, diffuse religious radicalism. Christianity says Jesus is the only way. Diffuse this by A, silencing Christianity, and B, promoting other faiths, the creation of interfaith harmony. Number 8, Use the media to influence mass opinion. Create mass opinion that is receptive to these values by using TV, film, the press, etc. Note well, what Western believers call normal in the African church would be pornography. Number 9, debase art in all its forms, corrupt music, painting, poetry, and every expression of the heart, and make it obscene, immoral, and occultic. Debase the arts in every way possible. And number 10, get the church to endorse every one of these 9 strategies. Get the church to accept these principles and to say they're okay. Then legal ground is given.